This sock is just threadbare after this trip. The mosquitoes were biting me through those holes there. So I'm gonna send this sock to retirement. I'm gonna put it in the fire later and send it to sock heaven. And in sock heaven, all his fibers will be made of silk, and his owner will never ever take him on a portage camping trip. Yeah. It's morning of day 11, and I needed there to not be a south wind today, but there is, and it's strong. So I'm going to be windbound today, it looks like, because I just can't cross Santoy like this. It was horrible on day 1, and I'm sure it would be the same, but in opposite direction today. And after yesterday, I don't have the physical capacity to do that. So hopefully I can entertain myself here. I finished my book days ago, like halfway through the trip. Fishing's going to be tough because I'm on the wind blown shore, but maybe I can get out there and have a walleye. That would be nice. But at the very least I can rest, get everything good and dry. It's like not a cloud in the sky anywhere, so at least I can stay dry. I was hoping to celebrate last night returning to Santoy, but that didn't really pan out. I didn't end up getting to bed till 1, so I woke up at 9:30 this morning, which is crazy late for camping for me, and even in general. But yeah, I had to walk around in my bare feet because I needed to get my feet wet to get into shore here, and lots of mosquitoes for 1. 2, there's broken glass all around, which I couldn't see because it was dark. Luckily I didn't step in any. I got a fire going and intended on having a nice walleye dinner with a side dish, but it's too shallow out here to even troll, so as I came into camp I couldn't troll, so that didn't pan out, but it was just as well because it took forever to do everything anyway. It would have taken even longer if I'd caught a walleye and had to clean it and such. So I made this side dish and burnt it because the fire was way too hot. So I had that burnt side dish. I had some dirt infused scotch from day 5 when the scotch poured out of its bag into the dry bag that it was in. So that was nice. And yeah, it wasn't really a celebratory night. I just got everything done that I had to and then collapsed into bed. The site itself is okay. The beach is obviously outstanding, and the view is quite nice, but in here it's got a lot of the signs of being a campsite that people can access. So some stuff here which is actually generally fine with me. Not too bad. I was kind of pleased with it at first, but then as you go back here it becomes like a junkyard. Huge looks like oil barrels, and then a bizarre like antique furniture store. I don't know, pretty unusual, and that's just what I found so far. I've hardly even looked at this point, but yeah. Oh, and I forgot the there's this thrown together dream catcher hanging over here, which I personally find quite spooky. I don't know, just the way it's thrown together kind of creeps me out. So apparently Bob and Larry were here at some point and on this piece of cardboard they recorded their fishing for each day. They stayed 7 days and it looks like they were kind of competing. Pretty cool. They recorded their bite times, which appears to just be when they were fishing. I don't know. Anyway, came down to the wire. Bob started out ahead. Good day on day 2, lots of fish. 46, 43. And eventually, Bob ended up with 129. Larry, 122. So it came down to the wire. Hope they made a YouTube video of it. So that certainly makes me want to go fishing. I'm gonna have to. I'll just have to battle out there into the wind and like drop anchor and just fan cast from there, I guess. And this is Santoy is a huge deep lake. I think it maxes out at like 300 feet. It's got lake trout and it's got pike and walleye. So yesterday I went from Rainbow Falls down the southern section of the Steel River all the way down to this beach site there, and that took me over 13 hours of paddling. If I conservatively paddled 3 kilometers per hour, that's 39 kilometers, which is the most I've ever paddled in a day. And it would be 1/5 of the entire route, more than that. And if I paddled 4 kilometers per hour, then I paddled 52 kilometers in total, which is insane if so. And that would be a quarter of the route, more than a quarter of the 170 kilometer total route. So anyway, it was a huge day, and all I need to do now is get from the beach site to the launch, which is 10 kilometers, but up this big lake with a south wind, and I'm trying to head south. No, it's not possible right now. It is just awful out there.
There's no chance I was gonna make it through this.
But it's okay. A relaxing day on the beach isn't bad at all. And I've been doing lots of chores and just things around camp that I've been putting off because of the pretty frantic pace of the last few days. There's actually another campsite on this beach toward the west end. I'm on the east end of the beach. It's a little more quaint, but not as clear. The thing about south winds is they tend to bring pretty big storms with them sometimes. And it really feels like that's coming right now. So I just got everything packed away. If it does storm, it's just in time, because I've done all the chores that I need to. I'll show you. Gathered a nice amount of firewood and processed it all, which is at least 2 nights worth of bonfires right there. Some nice pieces too. Got it covered up with a bag in case it pours to keep it relatively dry. Got everything clean that I needed to. Dishes are done. Got water. Did laundry, which is hanging to dry here. Even if it rains, it'll be pretty sheltered under this huge spruce. The only thing I didn't have time to do is cook lunch, but all I have is that sodium side dish garbage, so I'm equally happy to just have some nuts. Hopefully fish for dinner though. There are all kinds of tracks in the sand here. Some even seem like they were made this morning, so there could be some moose sighting on this beach. I think one could have walked past my site this morning based on the tracks. It's a huge beach. I walked all up and down it, and that took, I don't know, a good hour both ways. And then I was just beachcombing and grabbing firewood along it, so I spent like a good 2-3 hours on the beach today. It's nice. Also saw a big raptor fly off with a little fish in its talons, so plenty of wildlife even here on Santoy. I'm not out of the wild yet. Also found this piece of lumber, so I put in a good bench here beside the fire. The only thing I need now on this beach is a Corona, a bag of chips, maybe some hot dogs and ketchup. It's after 8 o'clock and the wind is still gusting. South wind still all day. Haven't been able to get out in the canoe or fish, so I haven't eaten a lot, and that is, as usual, impacting my energy levels, so I don't feel like doing too much else today. I just want to get to bed early and wake up early, and hopefully the wind will die down by then. All I need to cover is 10 kilometers, so even if it's a mild wind, I could do that, but it's too strong right now. I would just love to eat a fish right now. I need it. I know I need protein again, but yeah, it's just not cooperating out there, so. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have a fire, and then probably that'll be it for the night. It was a nice day. You know, there's a fair bit of sun. I think I'm a little burnt. And I just did chores around camp, and it was nice. But I just hope I don't have to do that again tomorrow and be windbound again tomorrow. But we'll see. There's nothing I can do about it if there is, so I'll have to make the best of it no matter what. I will say about this route that I wouldn't do the lake section again. Diablo was fantastic, and Cairngorm and Steel Lake had some nice parts to them, but big lakes like that, I don't enjoy them on the canoe. They leave you windbound, like days like today on Santoy. And you know, the wind usually picks up to some degree in a big lake. I like the smaller lakes, or at least lakes that have lots of islands and things breaking it up. Because you can at least stay leeward behind an island or something and fish, but yeah, so I wouldn't do the lake section again, not as a soloist especially. It's just a lot of work and it's a long trip. What I would consider doing again is the river section. You can launch your canoe, there's an access point a couple lakes north of the north end of the river, and you can, if you can leave one car there and then one car at the end of the route, perhaps at the bottom of Santoy, that would be nice, because then you get a couple lakes, the rapid section, and then the, you know, meandering swifts and lazy river kind of stuff in the southern half. And the river is beautiful, and it's the most wild part of the trip. There's nothing around, so if I ever come back, it'll be for the river. Amazing fishing below each and every rapid, basically. I don't know if there are any trophies in here in the river section, but still, you can get tons of bites, tons of eaters, so that's nice. Anyway, note to self, don't do the lake section alone again. It's too long. I've been getting everything ready that I possibly can for the next trip and for tomorrow, including getting out my car key. I can't wait to just push the gas and have the car go, and not have to scrape and claw for every inch against the headwind. It's gonna feel amazing. And then I'm gonna stuff my face when I get to Marathon. I'm getting a motel, and I'm going to get A&W because that's all they have in Marathon. And so much other food. I'm gonna get some cold tall ones, and at the Extra Foods, which is the grocery store in Marathon, they have these colossal bags of chips. I don't know why they have them there, but I'm probably gonna get one. And I could also go for some ice cream. That would meet my primary cravings right now. Yeah. I did have a couple coffees today. Not that they did a lot for me. They were a while ago anyway. But it's the first coffee I've had since I think day 2 of the trip. Just hasn't been time to make coffee in the morning, so that was nice. I kind of want to have one now, but I need to sleep soon, so there's no point. Anyway, to the fire. Gonna make a big one. I have all that firewood. It was so windy that the birch bark didn't even want to hold a flame. Finally got it going, tucked in behind this big log that's backing it there. And finally went. It took a while. Now it's going to get with all this dry wood. These beaver chewed pieces, hardwood, always so nice. They float in the lake and wash up on shore, and we get bone dry. Beautiful. I'm thinking about making a side dish right now, because otherwise I'm not eating dinner really unless I have some nuts. But I don't even know. I don't even feel like that kind of food anymore. I want real food, and I hope I can get it tomorrow. Hope I'm not windbound again. So I got the fire going and decided something had to be cooked, and this was the only thing that appealed to me, ramen. And I was just looking at the nutrition facts, and it says 2150 milligrams of sodium. That's 90% of your daily intake. So I'm gonna go to bed with my blood pressure skyrocketing. Oh well. It looks like we might get a sunset too. Starting to get colorful out there. I started by adding 2/3 of the soup base mix that comes with the ramen. And I probably should have added 1/4, and that would have been enough. But oh well, it is actually pretty good. Doesn't look it, but it's flavorful. That's almost 11 days in the books. Still haven't seen anyone, not one person, well, actually on Santo I have seen a couple boats from afar, and I saw the helicopter on Steel Lake a couple times, but I haven't spoken to anyone the whole time. And I've kind of been wishing that someone would just come along to a campsite where I'm already set up, and just they were hoping to camp there that night, and we'd just chat a bit. You definitely do miss people after this long. I do so many solo trips and I never get that lonely, but I sure would have liked to share a campsite with someone on this trip. It's 10:45 and I'm bundled up to the nines. I've been cold the last 2 nights. It's gotten very chilly, but I don't intend to be tonight. I've got everything on, including my paddling gloves, my little neck buff, which I use to keep bugs and sun off. Got my raincoat on here. And the wind is still almost roaring in the same direction from the south. And that's concerning. I have a terrible feeling, just based on instinct, that it's still going to be roaring that way tomorrow. All I need is calm, or even like a slight headwind. It's fine. Oh, fingers crossed. Good night, Panasonic Lumix FZ 300.